yelled at.
Recording in progress.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with the 7 o'clock regular town commission meeting for September 8th, 2025. Stand for the pledge and raise hand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kevin?
Lord, thank you for bringing us all together tonight, and thank you for the great crowd. We appreciate everything you've done for us. We appreciate this town and just the beauty that you've created. Father, watch over our words tonight and bless our time tonight. And we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right, Kathy, roll call.
Yes, Commissioner Cullen. Here. Vice Mayor Satterfield.
Here.
Mayor Taylor.
Here.
Commissioner Ramos.
President.
Commissioner McCollum.
President.
All right, thank you. We've had a couple of proclamations tonight. We'll start out with Town of Oakland Hispanic Heritage Month. If you get a chance, there's a new exhibit opening up at the Heritage Arts Center that celebrates this as well. Whereas throughout Hispanic Heritage Month, we celebrate the history and contributions that Hispanic Americans have made to the state of Florida. And Florida has the third largest population of Hispanic people in the nation, with more than 5 million diverse residents within the Sunshine State. And we honor the rich and vibrant traditions of Hispanic Americans whose ancestors came from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. And Hispanic Americans have played an important role in the history of Florida from the early days of the pioneer to our current legacy of leaders in international trade, technology, education, and aerospace. And Hispanic Floridians have been an integral part of our communities whose contributions, passions, and skills as agricultural workers, farm workers, and growers have long shaped Florida's agricultural success. And from September 15th through October 15th, 2025, we pay tribute to the dedication and service of Hispanic Floridians for their efforts to improve the state of Florida and pave the way for future generations of leaders. Now therefore, I, Shane Taylor, by virtue of the authority vested in me as the mayor of the town of Oakland, and on behalf of the entire town commission, do hereby proclaim September 15th, 2025 through October 15th, 2025 in the town of Oakland as Hispanic Heritage Month. Thank you. Next on the list is the Town of Oakland Constitution Week 2025. Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention, and it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebration which will commemorate the occasion. And Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America, designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now therefore, I, Shane Taylor, Mayor of the Town of Oakland, do hereby proclaim September 17th through September 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week in the town of Oakland, Florida, and ask our citizens to study the Constitution and reflect on the privilege of being an American with all the rights and responsibilities which the privilege involves. All right. Moving on to the consent agenda. Members of the board, did we have a chance to take a look at that? Any questions or comments? No, hearing none. Entertain a motion for the minutes from the 8/26/2025 Town Commission regular meeting.
I'll make the motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Other policy matters tonight are the unpaved street improvements, prioritizing, and funding. So, Public Works Director Mike Parker.
Mike Parker, Public Works Director for Town of Oakland. So I'm hoping this will be the last discussion for a while on road improvements, but who knows? At the May 13th Town Commission meeting, our traffic consultant, Myra Monreal, gave a presentation on the types of materials that could be used to improve the town's unimproved streets. She also presented a priority listing of the streets to be improved based on increased traffic flows generated as a result of new development. At that time, the town commission adopted the prioritization listing. Subsequently, there was much discussion about the use of impact fees to pay for the improvements. In the report or memorandum before you tonight, Myra speaks in her own words about how this initiative meets the dual rational nexus test, or simply put, how we can justify the use of impact fees to perform these improvements. Now, I'm no attorney, and I'm sure that Stephanie will correct me if necessary. However, I'm of the understanding that Florida courts use a dual rational nexus analysis to determine whether the use of impact fees are valid whenever the use is challenged. So the first nexus is the need. So you have to demonstrate a reasonable connection between the fee and the need for additional facilities generated by the new development. So I think we have that. The second nexus is the benefit. You have to demonstrate a reasonable connection between the expenditure of the fee proceeds and a benefit to the fee payer. The funded facilities must benefit the class of property owners who paid the fee within a reasonable geographic area. So I think we have that. So staff is of the opinion that the dual rational nexus will be met and that the memorandum supports that opinion. The recommendation tonight is that the town commission reaffirm the prioritization list and provide or authorize funding from transportation impact fees beginning with the 2025-26 fiscal year. And in saying that, or in addition, staff will come back to the commission with each specific project as they are designed or planned out to gain specific approval. So if that makes sense, you've got the agenda memo in front of you, and that's our recommendation.
Thanks. So one question real quick, Mike, just to clarify before everybody starts jumping down, we use impact fees on every single road. It's not, you can't use them on every single road.
You have to use the dual rational nexus. It has to be of a benefit to the ratepayer, and like you can't use impact fees to repave already paved roads. You can't.
Right. But if a road is identified as a road that's being impacted by development to the east or to the west, or north or south, and that road in turn has to be improved because of that increase in traffic, then impact fees
Can be, yes. That's my understanding of it.
Okay, but if you have a road that's off the beaten path and it needs improvement, and it's just two people that live at the end of the road.
Let's use this for example. So Simeon Road, north of Trailside subdivision, has 4 homes on it. You could not use transportation impact fees to pave that road.
Right, that's what I'm trying to get to. Yeah, that's, I just want to clarify that certain roads can be used for transportation impact fees.
Correct.
And certain roads cannot.
And
And our transportation consultant would then tell us, hey, this is what we feel can be used.
I think it would be a combination of our transportation or our traffic consultant and our town attorney would make that determination. We as staff are going to put together a project package that makes sense, and we won't do it in a vacuum, so.
Okay, all right. Any questions here on the table?
I just want to kind of reiterate, so from the budget, I know when I met with Elise and Gabby this morning, we talked about the fact that the dirt road resurfacing material had been removed from the budget for next year because the dirt roads can be done because of the impact fees. That's why that line item was removed, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and then we have money in here for the road work on the existing paved road, so.
That's correct.
Okay, and then the schedule that Myra put together here in the presentation that was part of the packet, the way we're gonna progress forward?
More or less, there were a couple of streets identified as needing no improvement, and they had to meet certain criteria that are laid out in that report. And part of that is, you know, the residents' feelings about the streets. You know, if you've got a resident that lives at the end of a block, he has or she has 3 streets surrounding that property and may not want it improved, whether it met the criteria or not. So those are the little, you know, things that we'll have to deal with as we move forward.
So to your point, as we determine which roads are gonna be done, you're gonna bring that back to us and let us know what the process of that's gonna be?
Yes.
Okay.
And all along, we're gonna, our schedule of roads to do are what's in the report from, was that May?
May 13th.
May 13th of 2025, which currently had Oakland Shores being done at that point in time, I think, when this report was done. And then we have other streets, that's next, which is East Gully, Walker, Daniels, Tension, Sapper, Gully again. And then you have a few roads designed to build on here as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
That require drainage or some other, you know, something that deals with it. If it's on a slope, you know, it may not be a candidate for the asphalt millings. It may have to have hot mix.
Okay, and clarify, we've identified roads that would get the asphalt milling treatment, not traditional pavement roads.
Now, in the report, it has traditional roads that have met the dual rational nexus. They're in that report to be done as well. And it is about a 5-year process, but we're hopeful that we can move it along a little faster than that.
Just want to clarify that.
Yep.
That certain roads will have the traditional asphalt, and certain roads will have the milling.
That's correct.
Okay.
And not everything in this report will be done this year,
No, not.
right, because of, right.
Okay,
So you need from us,
well, I'm gonna ask anybody in the audience that'd like to have any questions or anything. Anyone? All good? Did you have something, because last time you? Oh, sure.
I can share it with you. So I'm not seeing it in the study where it says which roads will get asphalt versus which will get millings. Or, I'm sorry, pavement versus asphalt millings. If I'm just missing it or,
Let's see what we have here.
The ones that show as design build are the hot mix.
Yeah, or the traditional asphalt,
are you,
like North Daniels.
so you're talking about like the PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah,
Or, I guess this one. So,
so that would be your street right there,
right.
and it is, can you read that?
It says improved roads.
Improved roads.
As if in already done, and it doesn't specify the material. So that's why I was just asking for some clarification.
Yeah.
I think that'll come with the project that we come back to commission with, and, you know, I heard what you said, you like living on your road like it is.
Well, I did. I did until we got new traffic, and now the dust isn't bearable, so.
Until what, I'm sorry?
Until new traffic and development.
Oh,
came in.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
now the dust,
So going from star to tunnel.
yeah, exactly,
Mhm.
starting to on Vic.
What street you on?
Vic Avenue,
East or east?
east, okay.
Yeah, okay. So I think we have that. If I recall, I believe the original study was done and was identify roads that met this and utilizing those asphalt millings, recycled asphalt millings. I think we need to probably go back and clarify and make sure, find out what's gonna get through the traditional asphalt. I mean, I think we've heard it enough where, and we've seen it enough that, and we've discussed it enough that we think that, like, East Vic is probably a candidate for that. You know, there's millings on it right now. I do think that the asphalt, recycled asphalt millings that were put around Mattersmith and all that came out really well, you know? And we discussed also, and I'm not picking on your neighborhood because there's other neighborhoods
we all requested for Vic to do a hard look at it for traditional asphalt. And there's, again, a lot of other residents waiting for their roads to get done with the millings. So,
I would say we all need to take a look at the report. It specifies a lot of those roads by name. I don't remember what East Vic was, recommended for. It was either millings or regular asphalt. I don't know which one offhand.
So when we did the report, we had Myra look at that area, and at that time, asphalt millings were recommended.
Okay.
We can have her revisit Arrington and East Vic, but that was the recommendation at that time, which is what's in the report.
Okay, and I apologize, I didn't have the full report. Some of those graphics, they look the same from slide to slide. The list of roads on the side is different, like
Yeah.
it changes, but the actual graphic doesn't change at all, so it doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, I think the priority, how it's labeled out on the report, I'm happy with the priority and how it's laid out. I don't have an issue with that, just from the traffic that you see. I mean, priority one would be East Gully over here. That runs from, Winter's Landing to Tuff Street, or Star Street. That whole section right there, so a lot of people that go up and cut around, and they're doing that. Next would be Walker, that's down by Briley Farms and running it to Manhattan. So, I think that the priority here is, I'm in favor of it, just from what you're saying.
Okay, and is Vic on that priority list?
Vic was on the, currently in progress,
Okay.
East Vic Tub to Start was on there. Now, we need to go back, and that's what I'm not seeing is, okay, if the original report had, asphalt millings going down that road. Now, we need to take another look at that and find out, are we gonna get real hard asphalt on that?
And so the study's recommendations.
So it's just all yeah, and then Mike will bring it back to everybody and say, hey, I'm recommending that we do traditional asphalt on East Vic and not the millings. Or I recommend that we do the millings over here.
We just have to get it justified by a traffic consultant or somebody like that to be able to use the transportation impact fees.
Gotcha. I mean, I know one of the recommendations was connector roads that go from new development to Oakland Avenue, but I feel pretty easily you could add Tubb Street into that. You know, connector roads that are going from new development to Tubb Street could easily be put in as recommendations.
Yeah.
And that would help to justify that.
It makes sense, right?
Right.
It does make sense. What we wanna make sure is that we're not doing something that we're not supposed to with the funds.
Understood.
That we're using the funds as we should be using it. And if impact fees can be used, we have, $2 million in there for transportation impact fees that we can use. Yeah,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome. Anyone else?
Mike, were you asking for a motion from them at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Scott Ryan, 305 Edge Grove. I just want to talk on the discussion of the Oakland Shores neighborhood. The commission had decided to use asphalt millings on that neighborhood before the study came out by our consulting company. That's why East Vic was never considered for paving, because you had decided to do it before the consulting and the street list for further improvement came out. Now, with that being said, the millings that were finally reinstalled on Mathersmith and Edgegrove are actually up to par with what you said the millings would be. They are dust-free. So, I am asking, seeing as the ones on Vic are not and the ones on Arrington are not, Arrington's gonna be upgraded with the ones that are there. Moving forward, is the town gonna continue to use the same contractors so they get the same material?
That's our intention.
Okay, yeah, because otherwise it won't be me up here, it'll be people on different roads complaining about the dust for the new milling. So, okay.
Thanks. Thank you. Anyone else?
Where's
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yes.
can.
I just had a quick question,
Yeah, sure.
because we keep kind of.
And name and address.
David Elsel, 21
Hey, David.
Hey.
can you just confirm, just run down the list of the priorities, because we kind of were.
Yeah, I can, just for everybody to know, yeah, absolutely. Let me get to it real quick here, sorry. So you're on
North Daniels.
Daniels, so there's something that's, you want to explain North Daniels real quick?
Sure.
What's happening?
Yeah, so he will be impacted by two improvements. One is a transportation impact fee already in place for the turnouts that we do, you know, off of Oakland Avenue on the unpaved roads, the paved access, that sort of thing. And then along with that project, we will be installing millings down to West Tension. And right now that's out for pricing. I've got one back. I'm happy to say it's within budget, so that's good. And it's gonna happen pretty quick.
Okay. And then the rest, from Henshin to the trail, that'll be, is that part of the next phase that was in the priority list?
So if I'm looking at the priority list, you know, on the presentation, it's, the first on the list is East Gully, which is over here. Second on the list is North Walker Street, and that would be from Briley to Oakland Avenue. Third on the list is Daniels, from Briley to Oakland Avenue. Fourth is West Henshin, from Walker to Tubb.
Okay.
Okay, and fifth is West Sadler, from Walker to Tubb.
Okay.
And then sixth is West Gully, from Walker to Daniels.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have the design build, which Mike was saying that there might be some infrastructure improvements that have to happen
Right.
for that stuff.
Okay.
So you're third on this.
Third, yeah, and then, well, West Henshin's another priority.
Yeah.
I'm on the corner of Henshin and Daniels myself, so. Okay.
3 and 4.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Anyone else? All right, so we'll close it down and bring it back. And Mike, you're looking for a motion to accept the schedule and to
Reaffirm the priority list and, let's see, where's my
Funding you got, Mike.
It's on that
And-
first page.
and provide funding or authorize funding from transportation impact fees when the project comes back for the final approval.
Right, okay. So a motion made, and who would like to make the motion, sorry?
I'll make the motion to accept the proposal for the unpaved street improvements, the prioritization of them, and the funding from transportation impact fees as they come.
Okay, second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, aye. All right, great. All right, moving on to public forum, and this would be, anybody would like to discuss anything that's not on our current agenda? Do we have any takers tonight? All right, I don't see any, so we'll close public forum and we'll bring it back to you, Town Manager.
Okay, just a couple reminders. We have farmer's market this Thursday from 9 to 2. And then on Friday, we do have an exhibit opening for the exhibit that Mayor Taylor was talking about. It's called Roots and Memories. And that will be opening Friday, September 12th at 5:30 p.m. at the Arts and Heritage Center. And then a week after that, we have Friday, September 19th, our block party from 5:30 to 8. And then this Saturday following that, we have the Oakland Nature Preserve Nature Fest from 9 to 1, obviously at the preserve. So those are some of our upcoming fun events. You know, if you know people that are new to town and don't know what we do, invite them to come and see some of our events. That's really all I have.
Thanks. Mel, do you have anything good? Nothing? Andrew's joining us tonight. If you guys haven't met Andrew, if you go to Town Hall, he's head of all the utility as well, so Andrew's here, so welcome Andrew. Do you have anything? Okay, all right. Chief?
Hi. No, just along the lines of funding, something that Kelly Sims has really been working on. When I got here, almost 3 years ago, we had 2 grants, one for 1,000, one for 10,000, and that's it. That's all we got for the police department. This year, we've obtained 77,000, 100% due to Kelly Sims and the work she's done. The grants were written specifically for equipment that we'll be using. One is a side-by-side, a four-seater side-by-side that we can use for in the event of storms, hurricanes, natural disasters, anything like that. It has been purchased as of last week, and we're waiting on it to get updated, and we'll take delivery of it, and I'll bring it out here so you can see it. We'll also be using it for any of the events that we have here, Heritage Day, Celebration, any of that. We'll be using that to get through, navigate crowds better than what we could in a car or on foot. And then also she was able to secure $32,000 for a drone, which we will be using for the same. So we'll be using that for assisting search area searches and things like that, critical incidents, events, emergencies, and also for any of the events around the town, like Heritage Day, use it for monitoring crowds and things like that. But, without her work, we would be able to secure that. That's $65,000, $66,000 more than what we got over the past. So I'm very, very thankful for the work that she's putting in. She's also applied with the federal government 2 years now in a row for us to get additional staffing, federal grants to get 2 new officer positions. Unfortunately, those have been denied, but she's keep trying. So we're trying really hard to get the money. We know that we don't have the money. We're doing what we can.
Yeah, she does a great job. And does 2 roles, public information officer for the town too.
She does the work of 8 people, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, all right, good deal. Anything new from Public Works besides?
Okay, well, I wanted to talk about grants too. So, about 6 days ago, the town applied for another $2 million grant opportunity. So one thing's for sure, if you don't apply, you won't get it. So we're hopeful, we'll find out in about 6 months of that. And that will go for additional septic to sewer infrastructure. That's all.
Great. Gabby, anything for you?
I feel like I've said enough. No, I just wanted to introduce Andrew. He's our new utility billing supervisor. If anybody's seen him at Town Hall. We also have a new UB clerk. His name is Vernon. I'm sure people have seen him. He used to work at Publix. So everybody seems to.
He's a checkout guy for public. You'll recognize the guy. Because it took me a minute, and I was like, I know I've seen that guy somewhere.
So, I literally walked in and went, you work at Publix, what are you doing here? Yeah, so-
I've got him twice that, then saying, hey, my bills are on, you owe me money, and he just looked at me like, oh my God, what do I do now?
Don't scare him. But yeah, so if you see either of their faces, they're new to the town, we're very happy about them. That's all I have.
Great. All right, Kathy, finish it up.
Okay. The Charter Review Committee is meeting this month on Wednesday, September 24th at 4 o'clock, and this should be their last meeting. The proposed charter questions will come before this commission by way of an ordinance with a first and second reading, which will be open for the public to comment, and that we are looking forward to coming before you in October. Now, business tax renewals are due by the end of this month, so make sure you pay them or you may incur a late fee. That's it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, Commissioner Keller.
Well, in keeping with what Chief said about Kelly doing multiple jobs, I do really want to call out, I think she's doing a great job for the PIO stuff, and it's been really great to see. And along with that, I'm going to be a broken record about this. Follow the town pages. If you want to know what's going on with the town, follow the town Facebook and social media, because, I'm seeing other pages where people are complaining about their taxes or whatever, and, all these conversations that happen on other social media sites. That's great, but it doesn't get you any correct information. If you want the information, follow the town pages, come to the town meetings, and I will step down from my soapbox now.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Waller.
All right, last week on September 2nd, I know it was quiet, but we did have a special election. And in the town of Oakland, we got a new senator, Senator LaVon Bracey. We lost Jordan Thompson back in February, and so we now have a senator, should be sworn in soon. And so the good thing about that is Ron Bracy was a state rep for District 40, just a little bit east of us. She didn't cover our area, but she was a supporter of the town of Oakland. And as you know, when we vote for those dollars, it's not just one or two people that are voting for us, it's the entire Senate and the House, representatives, state reps voting for us. So she moves into that state Senate. I spoke to her, she was already ready to continue, supporting us as a town as it relates to us going for those dollars. And then the young man that ran for her seat, where's her aide, Rashawn Young, I met him last year when I was in Tallahassee. He's a supporter of Oakland, so we're not losing any kind of support. We're actually gaining support with Ron Bracy coming over as our senator, and Rashawn Young, who will be a local state rep to come alongside all of the other state reps that do know us in the town of Oakland. So I really feel in a good position to have a continued advocate on the Senate side as it relates to us going after the dollars for our infrastructure project. So Ron Bracy, of course, that's the brother of the previous Senator Bracy, that's their siblings. So now we have Ron Bracy as our new senator. Make sure you know that, and hopefully we can continue to be successful after they still have to get dollars from the state. For being that seat.
Thank you. Mr. Ramos?
Just want to give you guys an update. On the municipality advisory committee, Metro Plan Orlando, September 4th, I went downtown to Orlando for a meeting, and I just want to give you an update from the rep for the Florida Turnpike Enterprise, Ms. Victoria Williams. I sent her several emails, and this was part of it, with pictures of 7 signs as you travel on the Florida Turnpike northbound. Our exit has 7 signs that say welcome to Winter Garden, welcome to Oakland. Welcome to Winter Garden and welcome to Claremont. It does not mention Oakland. So she was well aware of it. She mentioned it, and she said that they were going to give us an update on the plan of action. My next meeting is November 6th. In downtown Orlando, which they're going to give us a plan of action to fix that because obviously that exit is 100% open. And the next guy in line that I have is the rep for FDOT, Mr. John Scarf, to also show him that, send him an email with pictures of as you travel west on Colonial, it says, welcome to Oakland City Limits. We're not a city, we're a town. Even if we build out Colonial and Commercial and we build out 100% 5-10 years from now, we'll still be the town of Oakland. Now I want to remind you to change the sign as well. So I'll give you guys an update after the November 6th meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike?
Okay, I will get back to everyone. I'm gonna work with Pam over, I'm sorry. That's why I sit next to you, because you can pull this shit. That was the dagger, wasn't that what it was? It was brought up today whether non-Oakland residents that are in BPK get priority over kindergarten Oakland residents. And that is certainly not the intent that Oakland residents don't get priority, so I'll look into that with Pam when we figure out what's going on.
Thank you. So, just piggybacking on the school, I like to promote the town anniversary with longevity, and one of our teachers, Mrs. Randall Hall, who my daughter had as well, she's been there for 18 years, so pretty long time. So I like to talk about people there in 10 plus years. And again, I like to just reiterate Elise and the events that are coming up. There's a lot, it's getting cooler out, so there's a lot more events coming out at town. So the block party on the 19th in front of the Heritage Center on the trails from 5:30 today. And John, the state of town address on the 22nd, we'll certainly do that. Encourage everyone to come there. We get a free dinner out of it. There's food left over. And the big one we got is Music on the Oaks, which is a 80s, 90s cover band. It's going to be kind of fun. I think we'll get a lot of people on that as well.
with that,